Mi gente, you already know who it is. It's Danny Limelight. And I need all of you to subscribe to According to Woods podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and all other platforms.
What's good, party people? This is According to Woods, and I have the honor and privilege of talking to a disciple of Alliance MMA Training and Fitness East in Santee, California. He is gearing up for a fight in just a few short weeks. He is the one and only Nasty Nate Jarquin. What's going on, Nate?
What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
Good, good. I mean, I'm not the roaring lion Carlos Kramer of Epic, but I try to give you a pretty applicable, introduction is what I'm saying.
That was good. That was good. I felt that. Like I'm a little. You already got me a little. All right.
Let's fucking go. Let's go. Well, you actually just got done from training, so this is the come down. Like you should theoretically be like kind of come down, chill, vape a little bit or what have you. But yeah, dude. How the fuck are you, man? You just got done training.
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Training camp life. I guess just I guess go to work, train right after, and sleep, and then just like try to like just keep like a weird balance of like your social life, because you do like it's one of those things that they don't tell you, man. You do like kind of like you're alone in this journey, It's cool. I like it. I'm on this weird for the past couple of weeks. I feel like I don't know where I heard this, bro. So I heard somewhere that it's not about like the journey. It's about the self discovery that comes with the process of the journey. I'm really excited to live it. Like
Damn, I'm gonna borrow from Jason Mraz a little bit, and I'm gonna say you sounded like a curbside prophet with your hand in your pocket, waiting for your rocket to come. Like you're on that tip, is what I'm feeling.
That's funny. Yeah. I'm not even gonna try to deny it, man. It is what it is.
So I guess it's easy just to talk about the fight, and that's coming in a couple weeks, But I mean, how did a pre-nasty Nate Jarquin kind of become abreast of all things combat sports?
Dude, okay, so it's funny because like I used to, I don't know, like I don't want to say I picked on a lot, because like that's not the case, I was just kind of like a dumb kid and would just start stuff, Yeah, I got, and so you gotta learn to defend yourself. So like, I was just starting when I was like kind of young. I think I was like 10 when I just like did like some random classes. I like this like okay, so old MMA heads in East County, San Diego will know about one-on-one. And like if you know about one-on-one, man, like yeah, that's where I was at like 10 years old, man. And it's crazy because the guy that used to coach me now, Jaime Reyes, shout out Jaime. Dude, I train with him now, and that's like it's so nuts. And I like first came to the gym and saw him, I was like, dude, weren't you like my coach? It's cool, man. It's cool. 10 years later, it's cool. But dude, how are you, man? How are you?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. And it's funny because like I was doing the COVID weight like 4 years before COVID actually hit. Everybody's talking about Corona weight. And I was like, I've been putting it on since 2018. Holy shit, man. And I tried it. And the thing about it is like, it's been about 4 years since I like last stepped on the mats and did jiu-jitsu and whatever. And like, I finally got the funds to kind of go back, and I was going to start training at 10th Planet Pasadena where I'm at, and that was like March 5th is when I was like, yeah, I got the money. I win, the money is mine. I got the money to go train jiu-jitsu. And then like 2 days later, the fucking world shut down.
Yeah, it's weird, dude. That's crazy. Like, you're in California. Okay, so you're in California too. So like everything just ended, right, for you too? Or how are things in Pasadena?
It's kind of crazy. So I like the gym that I was training at, like the most recently, but mind you, most recently 4 years ago, it was Fight Academy at in Pasadena, and that's the thing. Like I wasn't at a place like financially where I could continue and whatever. And then this kind of like interviewing and podcasting, like when the me actually training and competing and whatever. And I'm not to make myself any illusions of grandeur because I'm a no stripe white belt. So no, whatever. It's just I
But
love doing it.
yeah, no, man. There's a humbleness to that, man. Like
Yeah,
you
but
gotta
it
earn.
yeah, but it was just kind of weird because like I had finally was like, yeah, got the money. I'm gonna do a whole year, and I'm gonna be like Fight Camp because much like Joe Rogan, like what better way to articulate a big fight feel and what moves are happening and everything like that than to actually do it themselves. That's one of the reasons why a lot of UFC fighters or non UFC fighters, just fighters in general, get a shot at the commentary team, any promotion,
Yeah,
regional or amateur to regional pro,
for sure,
all the way up to the UFC. Because again, who better to articulate what's going on than the people that have actually done it?
for sure. Yeah, yeah. You see a lot of these like mainstream guys, and they're kind of a little bit on the like the what are you talking about? You see, I don't want to. Yeah, you see Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Dude, oh god, I swear.
I love Stephen A. Smith. I love your commentary, man. But god damn, it's a meme. It's a joke. I mean, well, not a joke. It's not a joke. It's
I mean that makes you say you like Stephen A. Smith. That makes one of us, because somebody has to. No, but I get what he's doing. Like I'm a pro
yeah,
wrestling fan. Like first and foremost, right? So
yeah.
babyface, you're the good guy, heel, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the fucking heel. He says dumb
sure.
shit to invoke reactions out of people, invoking reactions out of people, just like that. Like he was, what was he? He wanted to fucking fight Joe Rogan, and he was trading dick shots. He's just like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like,
That's hilarious, man. If
I
you
was-
imagine watching it, you see that you see that like a 24 hour, you see that like a Crunch Fitness or something, man. You know, that corner.
or but well, you know what? It actually kind of makes sense a little bit because like I want to say a couple of weeks ago, somebody actually dropped like 7 G's at a time of COVID where people were losing their jobs to go across the LA skyline and do the fucking skywriting. Joe Rogan is literally 5'2", right? So the fact that Stephen A. Smith was hammering way down here, maybe he was just like, I
Maybe.
know Joe Rogan is like a dwarf, so I'm gonna be like Joe Rogan's a Oompa Loompa, so I'm gonna fucking I'm
No,
gonna I'm gonna punch down. I'm punching down.
He's just asking if you've ever done DMT.
Bro, I mean, total disclosure, I fucking love Rogan. Rogan is the
Oh,
goat. That cat,
you just
that's
got
that,
Russia. Oh, that's
that's the, yeah. I mean, this isn't the actual Joe Rogan. This is like,
you draw his hair in, bro.
no, he's not the actual Joe Rogan. Although this might be life size, is what I'm saying. So, yo, but yeah, like fuck, man. Like, how did the fight thing come with you? You said you kind of did it in self defense, but like, what did you like MMA before? Did you start with boxing or maybe wrestled in high school? Like, what was the kind of like pre nasty Nate Jarquin? Like, how did you come up?
um, that's a good question. Actually, thank you for asking that. I was wrestling in high school, and I was always just a competitive kid. Like I wasn't like good at wrestling. Like back, like I'm, yeah, you gotta be humble. Like I'm a lot better now than I was back then. It's just you gotta stick with it. And through time, you'll get better. That's just go ahead. That's in high school, and that's just kind of got like my competitive like the whole like that feeling. You know
Mm,
what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking
yeah.
about. And then I started. Then I just like after high school, I was like I did other stuff. I had did like college for like a little bit, like whatnot, and like just still needed I just I kept watching UFC fights like just when all your friends are like watching like I forgot which fight. It was Mark Hunt versus Bigfoot Silva. You know,
Ooh.
I remember I was watching that, and I watched Mark Hunt, and he's and Yeah, dyed my hair blonde the next day. Started going, walked into the gym. My coaches were like, "Who the hell is this kid?" And that was 4 years ago. And I started doing I don't know if you've heard of those IKF PKB fights.
Yeah, yeah.
I started doing those, right? But the thing was, I would always get penalized for like basically throwing double legs. Just it's in the moment. In the moment. Okay, so my first two, it's really only happened in the first two. I was exaggerating, but they would get me in the clinch. Just because these guys are really experienced in the clinch. It's only my first or second fight, and at the time I didn't cut weight, so I was only 5'6". I'm fighting like at 160, 180. I didn't really care. So these guys are. I'm basically throwing double, and then like dude. So and then my coach was like, if you're gonna blast doubles and try to treat it like an MMA fight, we might as well get you an MMA fight. I've been on a pretty good tear for the past couple of PKVs, so I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Ooh, fuck that. And I mean, again, for those who don't know, that's like it was. I can't remember what the acronyms, but essentially it's fucking kickboxing, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's well, they call it Muay Thai, but no.
Right, Muay Thai, right. But the fucking clinch work done in Muay Thai. Now, of course, in boxing, in MMA, there's clinch work. And, like with Randy Couture, we saw the clinch work into the fucking dirty boxing and everything.
Yeah.
But, like, Muay Thai clinches, good God, it's like like somebody dropped cinder blocks. If somebody has you in a good clinch, it's like somebody dropped cinder blocks in the back of your neck.
Yeah.
And then also, like, you're underwater. Like, you're underwater, you're drowning, and you got cinder blocks on your fucking neck. You can't do anything. It's rough. It's a rough go.
Yeah, yeah. I could have said better myself. You ever when you're in clinch, and you go like that? You ever pick the guy up?
Oh.
And they hang on. They hang on.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, that hurts. That's drowning. Yeah. You're right. You got that dead on, man. You're drowning. That sucks.
Oh, that's rough. But I mean, so were you feeling like that kind of deal? Because again, combat sports is a lot of different things. It's MMA, it's pro wrestling, it's Lethway, it's like whatever. But did you not like that kind of rule set? Because you did see again Bigfoot Silva and Mark Hunt and whatever, and it's what they're doing, in Muay Thai is a tad bit different. Although, yeah, elbows and strikes or whatever. But hell, I remember going to a lion fight for the first time at the LA Coliseum, right? And yeah, I knew MMA and everything like that, but kicks in MMA they're tough and whatever, but nobody 100% commits because you could get taken down, right?
Yeah.
They hit so hard in Muay Thai. It was like a fucking bat to a wet fucking towel. It just thwack, thwack. I was just like, oh, it's unnerving. And they're like, oh, here's press credentials. So I was ringside, and I'm just like, I screamed like a biatch is what I said the entire night. I was like, ah, oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Much respect, Muay Thai. Shout out to Muay Thai.
Shout out to Muay Thai. Shout out to the Thais. Shout out to everybody in Thailand, man. The land that smiles. I want to go, dude, man. I'm really upset. I was supposed to go for a few months because, but COVID,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it happens. So I'm hoping for you. I'm hoping they lift the ban in January.
I think you know what it's like that. If you build it, they will come. If you're putting that kind of deal in your mind, hey, I'm gonna go to Muay Thai and train. Fuck it, it'll happen. You just have to. If you're like, oh, I'm gonna do it this year, next year, whatever. You might have to adjust the fucking timetables a little bit, but you'll go. You'll fucking go, and you'll have a great experience.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Yeah. And it's just such a great experience, man. Everything I hear about Thailand, man, that's just it's almost like a fighter's that. You're telling me it doesn't get any better than that. These guys literally will go to sleep on the mats, wake up, you'd be like, hey, wake up, pussy, we're talking about sun spar, that's sick.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's a cool life. It's a cool life. I mean, yeah.
So for that, first IKF fight, how much training did you do before that first one?
3 years, something like that. 2, 3 years, something like that.
3 years.
something like that. Yeah, yeah. I was still a little bit heavy, honestly. I was rocking. I had to cut to 160. You know what I mean? So it's like I kind of cut, but it was just kind of like I could watch what I was eating a little bit. Like didn't really cut, but it was more. You know what I mean? You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got lonjas like over here. I totally know what you fucking mean, bro.
I listen to my guns.
Más o menos.
Okay, okay, all right, all right.
I grew up in Inglewood. You can't live in fucking LA and not speak a lick of Spanish. Like, what the fuck is wrong
Yeah,
with you?
that's true.
Like,
That's true. Yeah.
I'm just saying, you got to give respetos, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's what I mean.
Hey. Yeah. What was it say? They say it all the time. It's like black pride, brown love, or something like that.
I never got into that, man. Like, it's funny because like, because I went to Inglewood High and supposedly we, at least in like, the local news, like, oh, every Cinco de Mayo, there's like
Yeah.
black and brown riots and shit like that. Oh, whatever. That was us. Like, I mean, I'm sure like, because I graduated like '03, right? So,
Okay.
but like, I'm sure like in the '90s they were really about that life where like people would war up. By the time I got to fucking school and like, riots and shit like that at Inglewood High, man, we just wanted to go to the fucking beach. They're like, hey, all right, so you're gonna fucking talk shit to that guy, whatever. Make sure the fucking security guard is there and whatever, and then you get the homies and whatever, and then we'll all just fucking around like noon. We'll just meet up in Santa Monica. That's literally what our riot was. We just wanted to get the fuck out.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, it sounds no. Honestly, power to the people. Like honestly, like Rage Against the Machine playing in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, son, talk about it. Dude, that's my language. That's like fuck, man. I remember, shit. I was actually at the another like ditch school. Kids stay in school. I mean, but I mean, theoretically, I did ditch to attend the DNC, the Democratic National Convention in 2000 at Staples, where Rage and System fucking played, and fucking De La Rocha was like on one, and then there was a fucking riot and shit like that. So a System of a Down's Toxicity record. There's the song Deer Dance. Beyond the Staples Center, you could see America, whatever. That was about that fucking day that I ditched whatever. And for the longest, I actually had like marks of like the beanbag projectiles and the rubber bullets.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was better than actually like just staying in Inglewood and actually catching a bullet. So I'd rather that than whatever. Not my way to spend a Tuesday afternoon, but I mean,
the ride to the concert.
right?
Because I'm sorry, that's just getting shot by that. Oof. You probably got something with that, man.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like again, the fighting seems a little bit more, and not to say that it's any less intense because some fighters intense, especially when you're in the zone. Like I remember, like before, I'm like, hey, we're gonna do an interview after this, right? And whatever. But motherfuckers in the zone, they're about to get ready for war. That they're like, fuck you. And then like when they walk out, and like, yo, Woods, I was just in that mind space, or whatever. I apologize. Like, let's get it done or whatever. But they're about that fucking life. They're intense. Even the fucking coaches, like fucking Ben Jones of CSW, like that dude is like ready to fucking fight with and for his guys. Like he's ready to fucking go, man. It's weird.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer the intensity? Or do you prefer like kind of like a stoic like approach to it? Like, what's your approach to it?
What? Pardon?
What's your approach to it? Like, would you prefer the intensity? Do you prefer that, or do you prefer like kind of like a more stoic like?
See, and that's the thing. That's the beauty of MMA, right? Or like, there's so many outliers. There's so many, variables, right? There, people like Rich Franklin that and Misha Tate that are college educated, but they just want to fucking throw down, right? And there's that. There are the people that are from humble beginnings, maybe gang affiliated or just fucking dirt fucking poor. Then you've got like Iowa and Nebraska corn-fed wrestlers and whatever, and you teach them how to punch. Like there's so like as much as I love MMA and combat sports, the cool thing about it is you never really know everything. You never know everything about jujitsu, let alone try to fucking pick up another discipline, let alone pick up another discipline. Like, Eugene Behrman of City Kickboxing, he was talking about, Israel Adesanya's loss to Jan Blachowicz, right? And they said, like, theoretically speaking, in terms of their game plan, they could have went one or two ways. They could even bulked Izzy up, right, to meet the mass of a 205er, right,
And yeah,
or
yeah,
or they could basically go the route of attaining more skill, and they went the more skill route,
yeah.
and
And I mean, I'm sure, like that's not the wrong. You know what I mean. Like that's in theory, that's the right answer. Skill
right,
will always be. But yeah, yeah. I mean, the experiences, man. Like when it comes to those two, it's been that matchup, man. Like the experience and like the knowledge, like the fight IQ, it was all similar, man. So like it really just came down to who had the most advantages. And that was Jan. I was Jan. Like I love Izzy. I feel like, dude, like I love Izzy. You know, but I love Jan too. But he had the advantages.
you know what's funny? Like with Izzy is like Usman to me, right? Where like I don't necessarily get them, like,
Uh,
and like
they're weird.
when
You
they,
got to be a little bit weird to be at that
I
caliber.
just they're not my dudes. Like I just
Okay.
like for with Usman, for real. Like it kind of sucked that all the shit that Colby and Connor were talking about him was true. Like the Marty
Yeah.
Usman and shit like that, and then all of a sudden, like he's the Nigerian fucking,
Like
whatever, and it's just
the
like,
title or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, like for me, I almost feel like he kind of lies to kick it, and that might be his life now. But I mean, again, like you made Colby Covington right, so yeah. But
Yeah.
Izzy, I just, you know, I don't know. He's not my cup of tea. But both with both men, I respect the shit out of him. Right? Like
Yeah. Who
I
do
will,
you see beating either of them?
huh?
Who do you see beating either of them?
Well, Usman, I know. I see. I used to think right, and I believe the fucking narrative of like, his knees are so shit from wrestling and whatever that leg kicks and shit will fucking knock him out. The motherfuckers have tried. Shit ain't happening, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, and with Izzy is just such a variable. Like that dude is like a once in a lifetime type athlete, and it's weird to say
Yeah.
because we've had like the John Joneses and the GSPs and whatever, but also like this new wave of fucking Izzy
Yeah.
is just
You
like,
started to know it when he started to come up. You started to know like, oh,
yeah,
okay, there's a new generation in this. Like, there's some people that are. It sucks because whenever you say the generation come in, it only means that the old generation's come out. We're seeing that like slowly but sure. It sucks, dude. It hurts. Like,
yeah, I know. Which, oh, the administrator has spoken.
oh, let's
Jeff
go.
Coach Peterson says Nasty Nate is about to show the SoCal MMA community who he is. Nasty Nate comes to scrap. Believe me, you don't want to miss this
Yes,
guy's fight.
sir.
Nate,
Bah,
tell him how you scrap. So,
I see.
Soldier Boy, tell him. So,
Dude,
sh- tell us about your scrapping acumen. Show him how you break motherfuckers off.
I don't know, man. I feel him wither. Like that's really all it is. Like I feel him wither, but like beneath, like you can you can feel energy like in the ground, like when you're sparring somebody or whenever you're fighting somebody or training, like whatever, there's an energy to it. So when you can like, maybe not the first round, maybe not the second round, maybe even hit you with some good shots, maybe they're even beating you like the first second round, right? But if you just keep like the same like that, dude, that's all it is like pressure. Like nobody wants like nobody wants to like nobody wants to deal with anything that's relentless. Like
What?
you're just not. It's
Which
relentless.
I mean, where does that come from? Like that, because you were saying like the way that you found combat sports is like kind
Yeah,
of getting picked on, like wanting to defend yourself, and now you're an alpha male. You're an alpha. You're an outlier, right? I've heard about you. So I
it's,
mean, but where does that come from?
what's up? I don't know, man. I Así lo hacemos en Oaxaca. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's in me. I don't know. I wish I could give you a better answer, man. I just feel different. Like, that's the best thing I can say, man. I'm relentless.
But that's again that going back to what we were talking about, like what style, what approach, and whatever. There's people that are like, I don't talk to anybody in my weight class because we were about to fight, so I don't talk to them. But then there's somebody that like loves everybody and whatever, and it's just about
Yeah.
business. Like, and that's the thing. When you fucking turn that light on or that fucking flip that switch,
It's fun.
you almost become a different person. You're like not the guy that I'm talking to right now. You're somebody else, which again, that's what makes you and what you're doing so special because like on any given fucking day, flip anything could happen.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so somebody once told me, I don't know, this is so cheesy. I'm sure you've seen this. It's
Go
like
for it.
it's like the Instagram where like whenever like motivational shit pops up, it's like you can't be you cannot be like soft. You gotta be a fucking animal. You gotta be a straight up absolute monster and beast like inside your head, and then you gotta learn to tame it. You gotta control it, and like you gotta just I don't know, man. It's dumb. It's dumb to think about, but it's cheesy for a reason. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think what works for you, right? Because like I remember listening to another podcast and they were like talking about people who like watch or listen to inspirational shit, but like they just do it for the act of listening and
Yeah,
watching that inspirational shit, but not actually apply it to something else, right? Like, they'll listen
yeah,
to it and like look at what I'm listening to, but then like you're flipping burgers at McDonald's, and nothing against that
no,
or whatever, but like again, the application, right? Like,
it-
are
yeah.
at some point that inspirational shit looks like just every fucking sitcom that you would watch on fucking regular TV. Like it's just in one ear out the other. Like how
Yeah.
much are you really retaining?
Yeah, but it's when you put it to. Yeah, no, exactly. You got it. You got it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
when people start actually acting on it. It
yeah,
sucks. 'Cause it makes you uncomfortable. It's scary. It's fucking terrifying. Honestly, a lot of shit. Like whether it's like moving on to to get like a master's degree
yeah.
or like asking somebody to marry you or just like like learning a new language. Anything that's challenging to anybody, it's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to feel that way, but like you got to you know.
I love that you said learning a new language because it is, right? Because, let's say you're a grappler, right? And then you have to learn how to strike. That's fucking two different languages. Or just on a daily basis, you go 11 o'clock wrestling class, then fucking striking this one, and then 1 o'clock is fucking full on MMA or
Yeah,
open sparring, whatever. You're learning a different body language,
for sure.
like in like 3 hours time. That's like speaking Albanian,
Yeah.
Mandarin, and then fucking Parisian.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a. Oh yeah, damn! I never. Okay,
You
that's
said
pretty
that, I
good.
didn't. I just
No,
picked up on it.
but you brought that. Yeah, I was talking about actual languages. You brought it into the martial arts. So look at you. All right, yeah.
I I sometimes do some things. I'm just saying. Um, no, man. But fuck this fight. So I mean, give us the deets. Like, where's it going down? When is it happening? What's going on?
Friday, July 23rd, at the 4 Point Sheraton in San Diego. Doors open at 7, baby. Fuck this guy up. It's gonna be a fun. It's gonna be a fun show. It's gonna be like at the very least, at the very least, it's gonna be a fun show.
Man, oh man. And that's epic fighting. That's epic 46. I mean, when you're talking about 4 Point Sheridan, we're talking about Harvey Castanello booking the fucking, booking a fantabulous fucking fight card. We're talking about the Roaring Lion, Carlos Kremer, fucking, talking about your name, the voice of Brave, the voice of Epic,
Yeah,
descending on the Epic cage. I mean, it's going to be an incredible night.
excited. I'm excited, man. That's yeah.
Which I gotta ask, in terms of this year, or like 2020, the year that was 2020.
Mhm.
I mean, we saw a lot of people, had to go pro, prematurely because there weren't any amateur fights. There was, almost an eradication, at least here in California,
Yeah,
of amateur MMA. Right. So, how did you deal with not having not having it?
it's hard, man. It's really hard. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that. It's just you get an itch, man. You just get an itch. Like that's really all it is. Like, and it sucks. It's like I never understood. Like, well, if like crackheads get the same feeling when feeding for crack as a fighter does when it's been like over 6 months without a competition or like without even like a hope of like something, you know, then I fully understand crackheads. I fully get it. I'm not gonna try crack, but I
Right,
understand.
right.
I understand. Yeah. It's just I don't know, man. I kind of liked it because you get to go back to the drawing board. You know, you get for like because okay, so that's one way to think of it, right? Like yeah, like nobody's been competing for a while. But another way to think of it is you got this whole era, you got this whole generation of
Yeah.
fighters that held back. Like some guys, yeah, sure, prematurely. And I mean, you know what? Like they got the pro experience beforehand. They got the crowds. Great for them. Like honestly, you know. But the guys that held back, like regardless, even those guys they went back to the drawing board, like no competition, like no nothing, just straight training. If you did train, like I hope you fucking did. You know,
Yeah.
guys going hard, kind of going back to the drawing board, like continuously like improving on themselves for a year. So now we got like guys like me, guys like that's also on the card, Anthony Leo, that have like just been going back to the card, like we're just going back to the drawing board. You're going back to like, all right, coach, like what we need to work on, like we got like some time off, like let's improve, like I'm excited. I'm excited to see a lot of the guys. This is the first epic fight. This is the first epic event that's like since that's been back, and I've gone to a
Yeah.
bunch of fan. So I mean, I'm excited. Like not just for myself, but for fans, for the other fighters. It's gonna be a fun night.
Yeah, it is, and again, Epic, it's one of, most people say between LA and SoCal that this is like fight central of the world. Like all the best Muay Thai folks from Thailand, they descend on, the West Coast. The same thing with the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu practitioners, the catch wrestlers of England, the karate folks of, China and Japan. They all end up here because it's sunny and it's. Why the fuck wouldn't you want to be in
Right?
California? It makes it the high taxes a little bit more worthwhile. I don't know by much, but it definitely makes it worthwhile.
Yeah. Actually, I just found out the other day. There's a sun tax. California. You know that? There's a sun tax. There's a goddamn sun tax.
Yes, you said it. You said it. That's literally what it is. It's like you can see it. It's almost like
Yeah.
yeah. It's I hate to say it, but have you seen Borat?
Oh wait, which one is that one? What's the Borat? Is that the
Sasha
the
Baron
guy that
Cohen.
comes in? That's the guy that comes in. He's like, I'm going to America.
Yes, yes.
yes.
It's almost like the sun tax in California is like Brother Bilo. You remember what they were talking about?
Right?
My brother Bilo, he tried to get my sister, and they say like, get this, get this, and he bopped her in the head and said, I got this. Not that that's not that we're advocating,
No, man. I'm
sibling
laughing.
loving or anything like that. But I'm just saying, it's just like maybe a better scenario. I should have said it's like dangling a carrot, right?
Yeah.
Dangling a carrot in front of a rabbit and go like, "Hey, jump!" and you pulling that some bitch away. Like that's what it is. It's that sun tax that we live here in California. We can touch the beach, whatever. We'll tell people from others out of state, out of country. Oh yeah, like I live 15 minutes from the beach, but you go in the other fucking way, 45 minutes the other way to work, and you don't see the beach in like fucking not but 3 times a year.
There's traffic every. If you actually do live by the beach, traffic is terrible. Like there's like the place is dirty, a bunch of homeless people. Like it's not all it's cut up to. I mean, it's not actually not California's sick. I don't live anywhere else. I was in Texas for a little bit. Fuck that.
Oh really? How was Texas?
It's just nothing. Like it's weird. Like you do. Like, you know, in California, you look over and you're like, oh, it's a nice valley, or it's a nice mountain. You look over in Texas, it's all flat, so it's like, oh, shit out here. Like maybe a Del Taco fucking, you know, but it's like, it ain't shit out there, man. No
How,
gyms.
how
What?
the fuck you gonna have a Del Taco in Texas though? Like really? Like I feel that's insulting. Like I
Yeah.
mean, I would think there'd be so much amazing, authentic
Tex-Mex?
Mexican and whatever food, and no,
Dude, I was in El Paso. There was a shit. I promise, like California food, like come down to San Diego sometime, dude. Like I promise you, our food is not compared.
really? Okay,
I promise. Dude, actually, come down here. My mom will make you something.
all right, all right. I got you. I got you,
Here for sure. You're invited to come that salad, dog.
dude. Oh, carne asada. Oh, I love. Oh, I so
No,
love.
dude, I miss it too.
Dude, what? Oh yeah, because you're in fight camp. You can't have any of that shit.
Hey, shit, no.
Oh, which I
Well,
mean, what's the diet? What's the diet consist of? Like what? Because you came out of a fucking hard ass sparring this evening, right? To do this. So what? Like your reward for having such a arduous, physically taxing fucking training camp? Like, did you have like lima beans and a rutabaga or what? What the fuck?
like my post practice meal because I'm done eating. Like after like I'm yeah, like I'm always like I'm done eating right at my first training session at 6 p.m. So after that, like I'm like no more calories, nothing. Banana actually, but it's like my banana after practice just to stop me from cramping up. And just for the potassium, and lots of water, gallon and a half a day. Just what are my calories at? Got it all. I actually got it all right here, man.
Really?
1,600 calories a day.
Wow.
I'm probably gonna have to drop it a little bit sooner, but just coming up, just so like just for like a week or two, just to like really make sure I'm under 145. It's ah
Yeah, damn. Which, funny enough, Nate Wren of Podium Sports says I have a question for Nate. So it's a Nate squared question and answer session. He says, "What is the most weight you've lost in a short amount of time for a fight?"
okay, probably for my second PKB, I had to do. I think I was like I had to be at 145. But I was 157 like the day before or something like that.
The day before?
Like like it was nuts. Like I don't know how I did it, but I went beat to do that. So, like don't tell my coach about it. Sorry, Jeff.
Wait, you're leading. Did you cut off your arm to make that weight, or
My wang actually. Yeah, it's there's you have to pay a price to be a fighter.
Jesus? Oh man.
No, it wasn't terrible. Honestly, like a lot of it was just like it was already like kind of like food weight or whatever. I was like decent enough. I knew I could do it, and then but that wasn't terrible. But the worst one was probably high school. I had to make. I was like a 160 pounder in high school. I was a little big little boy, but I had to make 160 to wrestle in this dual meet, and I think like so I had to weigh in at like 4 p.m. like that afternoon, and I weighed in like the morning of like right before school. And I was 166. Yeah, I mean, it came down to like right before like hopped off the bus, took a quick pee, like just forced as much of it out as I could, and then just like hopped on 160. All right, let's go. So, I'm a lot more responsible with my weight cuts now, unfortunately, but if it comes down to it, we're still a dog,
fuck, man. That gives me. Oh, it gives me squeamish. Oh shit, man. Ah, that's not right. Like, fuck, dehydration of brain. Your brain must have been like the damn California raisins, and been like, I heard it through the grapevine. This shit might be fucked.
My last two brain cells finally going like, you know what? Like, let's just think I should roulette at this point,
Oh fuck! But the crazy shit you do to do something that you love, something that you're passionate about,
Yeah.
which that's one thing. That's one thing that what most people that aren't in like the MMA or combat sports circles that they don't get. They just think it's like, oh, fucking, you're just gonna get in there and just beat the shit out of each other. Which I mean, it does happen, right? But
Mm,
there's so much cerebral shit
yeah,
going on where you as a fighter are your coach's fucking player one. Like
yeah.
that's it, and it's with that game plan or whatever the fucking cheat sheet, get damn
Whatever.
game genie. That's
If
it.
that doesn't get thrown out the window, if it can even hold up, and that's it. But like you said, that's the beauty of fighting. That's the beauty of MMA. Fighting and fighting. That's it.
Yeah. Which I mean, speaking of your coaching, right? Because you're at Alliance East in Santee, right? Jeff, the administrator Peterson, is your guy, your head coach, right? And what is you know, g- like if you were to explain, right, or be the translator of the fly on the wall of why that place is so special to you and the many others that call that their MMA home. Like, what is it about Alliance East that does it?
It's a team, bro. It's a team. Straight up. That's the only like I didn't say that without any hesitation because it's true. It's a team. It's the coaches. It's Jeff. It's Luke. It's Casey. It's Kim. It's all the coaches there. It's all the teammates there. It's just when you get there, there's an energy and like people that are new, they like kind of think it's weird at first. They're like, why are like what is this? Like what is this? And then they catch on to it later on if they take to it. So something it's not for everybody, but nothing's for everybody. But it's the team. It's the ambiance. When you see them do our gym, I'm sorry, when you come to San Diego, come to our gym, like there's an energy there. You will feel it as soon as you step in. You're like, oh, all right, I'm standing up a little straighter. All right, I got a little bit more confidence about me. There's some positivity there. You know, you don't beat
I,
the hell out of each other.
I love it. I love it. You gotta see it to believe it.
You gotta be there. You
Yeah,
gotta be there, man. Now I'm jealous about our neighbors because like they get the free show in every spot.
that's so fucking dope. Now Nate Ren asks another question. Nate, what is your fight nickname?
My coaches call me Nasty Nate Jarquin. You can call me whatever you want, man. Call me the GOAT. I won't call it myself, but you can call me that.
Hey, I like it. That was swag, tinged and entrenched. I like it. Fuck yeah.
Uh,
Um, but Nasty Nate, I can fucking see that, man. Like that.
that's me. That's me. That's that. Yeah, you got to see it. You got to be there, and you'll see why they call me Nasty Nate. You'll see. It becomes very, very clear very early. That's all I got to say.
I love it. I love it. Now, in terms of the importance, right? Because the, you pretty much had a year of your career pretty much ripped from you, like like a damn carpet. You're standing on the carpet, somebody pulls that fucking carpet, you go flip flying away, right?
Yeah.
So having that happen, how special is it to be able to step into the cage again, after a long sabbatical, and know that hey, you're one step closer to have people calling you the goat.
Oh yeah. It's a. I mean, I didn't think of it as like a year swept for me. That's like because you can always put a diet spell on everything, but everything is what it is. So, it's just a year that was added to my training. That's all I gotta say. It was a year that was added to my come up. So, like when it comes to feeling to this, it's not a fight. It's not an opponent. Like I don't care. I've done it before. I wanted an MMA fight, and and Friday, July 23rd. Like I'm going for blood. you know, there's a quiet
That's
intensity to that, but you know, it is what it is, man.
that is so fucking dope. That is so fucking dope, man. Now, uh, in terms of your your kind of style, right? Because you do have wrestling in your background pre MMA. You do have the IKF kind of tenure in your background. But is there something that you gravitate more towards? Do you consider yourself more of a grappler, more of a striker, or you just like I get in there and what I do is what I do?
Mm, question actually. Um, you know, I don't want to say I have like because it's not the case. People like to label a brawler. It's not brawler. It's a calculated pressure, and I think it's like when it comes down to it, like my real base before wrestling, before like it was from street fights. It was from like hey, me and you like in the parking lot, like we're gonna fight. Or like just like the kid from up the block, like like oh he tried to shoot my leg, or like oh like like this or whatever, like it's like that's the background of it. Like that's where it started. So I guess hands first. Now that I've kind of like developed like my skills a little bit, there's more kicks in there. There's fancier shit in there. There's some takedowns in there. I got wrestling too. Like I'll sleep on. I don't like. Well, honestly, like I like grappling. I like the philosophy. I like the lifestyle of jiu-jitsu, and like over the past year, I've like come to like really appreciate like jiu-jitsu a lot more. It's like not only as like a sport, but as an art. But I like to fuck people up. I like excuse my language, but that's the end of it. I don't want to take it to the ground. I don't want to submit you. I want to knock you out cold. I want to highlight real finish. I want to see you bloody. That's all it is. I want to be on the other end of the cage, like at the start of the round, like with like the other opponent. I'll be like, okay, so I think it's like a Tony Ferguson fight, but basically like he's like his opponent's like at the end of the cage. And he's like, oh no, excuse me. A better example of this is Cowboy Cerrone versus Nate Diaz, and like for the fourth round, you see Cowboy's beaten. Like he's not out. The fight's not over, but he's beaten. Like he's all Nate Diaz. Like for the next like however long that fight lasted, like he was his property. That's what I like. That's what I want. That's what I'm going for. I'm looking at him from across the cage. I'm like, you're tired, aren't you? Like not just like physically tired. You're tired of this. Like you don't want to fight anymore. Like, it's like yeah.
Wow. So I mean, that's different, right? I mean, it might. People might have thought it, but not anybody actually verbalized what you're saying, right? Because
Yeah.
stuff like that, to me, that's like you're chasing greatness. You're not just like the fight and winning the fight. That's a linchpin to the bigger picture, right? The fact that you're looking at like Diaz and Cerrone as like what you want the anybody that sees you
Combination.
fight epic 46 and beyond, that's what you want people to come away with is that that's fucking nasty Nate.
Yeah.
That's Nate Jarquin. That's his soul.
Yeah.
That's his soul on canvas.
Yeah. I'm an artist in there. Like martial artist. Yeah, I'm an artist in there. And he's my canvas. He is my canvas. 36. It's fun. I'm gonna have fun in there. Anything worse comes to worse. I full on. Like, I was weird. It was weird. I was actually talking to a friend about this. Man. Shout out Matthew Ennis. But fucking also another fighter in the Olympics. But I was talking to him. I was like, dude, full honest. I get me wrong. I'm going for it. I'm going to it. Going to it. But it'd be less than me. I just want to fuck the guy up. Like, I wanted to go home and like the kids and be like, hey, like, sorry, daddy's okay. It's messed up to think about. Like, I'm sorry if that's like rude or whatever, but and like, I wish the best for my opponent. I wish him like a safe like training camp or whatever, but like
Yeah.
just lock us in that cage together. It's not fun to use anymore.
Yeah, no, I feel it, and again, you're speaking, from a point of position of somebody that again had a year of their career kind of taken away, but a lot of it is that's like maybe 30%, but 70% is you. That's just whether it be 2020, 2019, 1999, 2099. Like Nate Jarquin is that motherfucker. You put him. That's what I get from you. You put any scenario. You could have put you now back in like old school UFC one, and you'd be that fucking
See, I would prefer.
yeah.
These guys are nasty these days, man. These guys are technicians. I would prefer the one old school 145 where it's like Frankie Agnews, all the brawlers and stuff, man. But man, I'm gonna learn. Man. I'm excited. I'm excited to put my name up there.
Yeah, no, 100%. And he said he's a Nate who fights. He just has to be a crazy badass. That's your
Yeah.
fight discipline. Just a crazy badass.
Crazy, man. Yeah, I didn't know what to put when they asked me like on like the fighter bio. I can't just put beat it. I can't just put beat a dude up. Like,
Oh man. Now, in terms of stuff that like away from the fight, like away from just fight life. Like, how do you unwind? How do you come down? What are your hobbies aside from this? Like movies you're watching, things you're getting motivated by, beyond just the shit from Instagram and ass selfie Instagram posts of some influencers.
Dude, for fun, I like to train. To relax, I like to train. To wake up in the morning, I like to train. No, I'm just, go to the beach a lot, the homies, I guess. Just to do active stuff. I'm a pretty outdoorsy guy. Like whenever I'm not inside, I don't like to. Like, I'm really not really at home ever. I'm a pretty outdoorsy guy, even when I'm not training. Lately, it's just been all training, but road trips, camping. I go to Mexico a lot. I got family out there. I got friends out there, so I like to go there a lot. Hang out with the boys, I guess, man. That's really when it comes down to it, man. I train, I eat, I sleep, I hang out with the boys.
I dig it. Which I mean, spending so much time, training. What do you think is like the most underutilized move right now? Because after a few UFCs, there's going to be like a right cross combo that comes out, and everybody's doing it. When fucking combat jiu-jitsu, everybody wanted to Puerto Rican slap box, right? And then now it's the calf kick, right? Everybody wants the calf kick, oblique kick. So, in your words, what is the most either over and possibly underutilized move in combat sports?
Overused, I would say random head kicks. They're just like they cost a lot of energy. I mean, I guess just like if you got your thing, that's your thing. But underused, man. And okay, so my coach is going to disagree with me with this. I already know it, but I think Kevin Holland seriously opened up a lot. Like if he didn't like secretly like to a lot of coaches like kind of like the little manuals and like skill set like lists, if they didn't secretly add a little something out of that little like from the bottom that Kevin Holland did, Jacare Souza.
Yeah.
I think if a lot of people didn't at least like think of it, because that was technical. That was like people think oh you just punched him from the bottom and like he's Kevin Holland, so you can no. If you see it, he like lifts his knee up, uses that momentum from his hips. It's a Superman punch essentially.
Yeah,
what it goes.
Right, going up. Yeah,
and I think we're gonna start seeing a lot of stuff from bottom. And I think jiu-jitsu is on its way to where like there a lot of people are like involving a lot of striking in. I think we're gonna see like a huge evolution like from strikes from the bottom or like ways to like attack from the bottom. Like because this is like you see this a lot, and the guy's standing up, and he's just like you see that a lot. Someone will fill the gap. Might be me, might be somebody else, but somebody will fill the gap.
Yeah, no, man, you can't do that fucking lay on your back for points at IBJJF shit. No, you can't do that.
It's MMA. Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of. I think some gyms. They have combat grappling now. I'm pretty sure that guy Brandon Moreno, the assassin. Yeah. On him. Did he do that? He did that like a while ago. Did he not? Pretty sure.
Who?
Brandon Moreno. He did like a combat grappling tournament.
Yeah, combat jiu-jitsu. Yeah, for sure.
He won too, did he?
Yeah, I want to say he won the title. Like, yeah, but he definitely did have a win. That's Eddie Bravo's combat jiu-jitsu, like one step up from EBI and shit like that. And that's what I was saying. Like, after that, everybody like I think the first one I was still training in jiu-jitsu. Man, going to the gym the Monday after because it was like a Saturday or Sunday show, right? And then everybody, all you wanted to do is fucking slap motherfuckers in the in jiu-jitsu, and like, the fuck are you doing? Like,
it's like when you saw the Conor Poirier fight or the Conor Cowboy fight. Excuse me, the Conor Cowboy fight was right before one of my PKBs, and I swear to God, motherfuckers are in the finish. Just
shoulder thrust.
And people were going nuts. I was one of them. I was like, holy shit.
Fucking worked. I mean, shit. That was the reemergence of Conor McGregor. By God, like, shit, it worked. Fucking worked, right? Just What is it like? Fucking lift that dirt off your shoulder and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like
Keep doing that.
there,
Yeah.
fuck. Uh, now, Nate, obviously you're in fight camp now, right? But like, in terms of like finishing fights and getting done with it, do you have a favorite like post fight meal?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say it. It's not safe for it. It's not safe for this stream.
Don't say it's lengua tacos. Don't please
Pancakes.
don't
Let's
say
say pancakes. Let's just say
pancakes.
pancakes. Banana pancakes. I have a weird
Oh.
thing. It's a lot of carbs though. I can't finish it. But banana
Ooh.
pancakes. I swear, people think I'm joking. Like I'll eat banana pancakes any time of day.
I
Banana
like it.
pancakes. I eat breakfast just for like. And honestly, when I'm not at camp, I eat breakfast every meal of the day. I love breakfast. I don't know why. Only thing I can cook too. Well, aside from like steak, but like, you know.
Pancakes in the morning, pancakes in the evening, pancakes at supper time, pancakes on a bagel.
Which
You
is
could
I
have,
would like a steak
yeah, you could have pancakes anytime. Is what I'm saying.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah, which used to be the bagel. Do you remember bagel bites?
Bagel bites, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The pizza bagel,
Yeah.
like the regular
Yeah.
bagel bites.
That was the fucking theme. Like the commercial was like, pizza, pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza is on a bagel, you have pizza anytime. And literally, it's so fucking catchy that you could put anything in place of pizza and it works. It could be pancakes in the morning, pancakes in the evening, pancakes at supper time. When pancakes are on a bagel, which is like double carbs, but you could have pancakes anytime.
You can just like, yeah, you can like take a bagel, slap some pancakes on there. I'm sure
Yeah.
you can. Or like, or if you really be a genius, honestly, we should make this, man. You take a bagel, right? You cut it in half, and then like open pancakes right there, syrup right there, it's like butter if you're into that, you know. Boom.
Ooh, I'll do you even one better. Why don't you fucking French toast the shit out of the fucking bagel? You know, egg wash that
The
shit and
bagel,
whatever.
let's go with donuts.
Ooh, okay. You on that next level shit, dude.
I want
Let's get you to fucking Epic 46, and then we're gonna fucking eat after. That's what. Look, I'll stay the night. We're gonna fucking eat pancakes in the damn morning.
That sounds like a plan, man. That sounds like a fucking plan. Oh yeah.
Now, obviously, Nate, as you head into the Epic 46 at the 4 Points in San Diego, there have been a lot of people, both professionally and personally, that have helped you through fight, through life, and all that jazz. So take as long as you need. Let's get some shout outs out of the way, my man.
Ooh, all right. My favorite part. First and foremost, shout out Alliance MMA and Jeffrey Peterson. Like, we couldn't have done it without these guys. You know, him, Luke, Kim, Casey. Like, they believed in me before I believed in myself. You know, they knew I could do this before. Like, even I I had like ideas, but like, they were the ones that like, you can actually do this. Like, I was like, yeah, I can actually do this. Like, let's go. Like, they believed in me before I believed in myself. So shout out to them. Shout out Matt Jimenez. Shout out Fareed Tribe. Shout out Alex Gilmer. Shout out Ethan Antonioni. Shout out the entire team. Hang on. Who else can I shout out? I don't know, man. If I miss you, I'm sorry. That sucks. But yeah.
And then the Fam Bam, right? You got the Fam Bam support.
Shout out Mom, shout out Dad. I don't know if you can hear him in the back speaking Spanish, but that's them back there. There's a dog back there somewhere. He doesn't bark much, but he's back there. You can hear a little every now and again. My ugly sister's back there. Don't tell her I said she was ugly. I still love her.
Yeah, I love it. And Nate Wren says, Adam Woods, have you ever met a Nate that was not crazy? Nate Wren, Nate Jarquin, Nate Diaz.
Never. They just
Yeah.
don't get that. It's in the name.
Yeah, I'm just saying, dude. I love it. I fucking love it. But speaking of it, love you, dude. And the fact of the matter is, like, for people to show and express their love for you as you head into Epic 46 and you notch your place in immortality,
Yes,
where
sir.
can they find you on social media, good sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wait, I'm shout out my social media.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. At njarquin _ on Instagram, at Nathaniel Jarquin on Twitter. I don't use Facebook. Yeah, DM me if you're hot. We can talk about Snapchat too.
There it is. If you're an 11, the DMs are open
Yeah, I think like an 11. Like honestly, if you'll give yourself like a good 8, like we're solid. We're out here.
Oh, there's gonna be a women's group that's gonna piss on this podcast, and we're all psychotic badasses. I like
Let's
to think so.
go.
Let's go. No, and Nate, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you guys for joining us here at According to Woods. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the According to Woods podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I mean, Nate, you're subscribed to the podcast, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Hell yes. So be like Nate, subscribe to the podcast, but if you don't believe me, you don't believe Nate, and I don't know why you wouldn't. Here's pro wrestler Zeta Zhang.
Hey, this is Zeta Zhang.